Hunting without sight should be suicide, but for bats it's pure strategy. They turn darkness into an advantage, using senses that feel like hidden superpowers inside their own bodies. What happens when a bat hunts in total darkness isn't just impressive, it's proof that nature always stays one step ahead of human logic. 1 in every 5 mammals on Earth is a bat, revealing an astonishing diversity. While birds conquered the sky with feathers, bats created something unique. They turned their own hands into bat wings. Every detail of this adaptation shows just how ingenious nature can be. These wings aren't just stretched skin, but living structures full of nerves and blood vessels. They work like natural engineering labs, responding to the slightest breath of wind. And they still hold a secret that makes their flight even more fascinating. Bat wings are controlled like high-precision instruments, with elastic fibers, muscles, and sensors working together. Each finger moves independently, allowing adjustments in the air as if invisible pianists were playing a nocturnal symphony. It's such a natural choreography that it challenges any modern engineer. The flight of bats is so precise it feels like art in motion. Every curve, every dive is instinctively calculated and flawlessly executed. It's as if each performance were a show, except there's no ticket needed. And if that already seems incredible, wait until they touch the ground. On the ground, most bats look clumsy, as if they've lost the grace they show in the air. But the vampire bat breaks that rule. It runs with surprising agility, using this skill as a key part of its hunting strategy. It's like a nighttime athlete, ready to strike with efficiency. This mode of movement may seem odd, but it works perfectly for approaching unnoticed. Compared to a human trying to fly, the bat easily wins in adaptation. It may look like a simple trick, but it's vital because its diet is one of the most extreme in the animal kingdom. The vampire bat is an extreme example of specialization. Its survival depends entirely on blood. If it goes 2 or 3 days without feeding, it dies, putting constant pressure on its hunting ability. That fact alone shows how their lives are a daily race against time. Meanwhile, other bats follow very different paths, like nectar feeders, which evolved ingenious tongues. Grooves and erect papillae work like tools to extract flower nectar, almost like biological straws. And not all bats hunt alone. Some share meals in ways that might seem unappetizing to us. Among the most surprising bat facts is their unusual way of sharing food. They regurgitate blood to feed hungry group members. Strange as it may sound to us, for them it's a sign of solidarity and collective survival. It's like splitting each nightly victory in the name of the community. Think of it as an invisible pact that keeps the colony united. A bat that gives today may need to receive tomorrow, creating a web of mutual trust. Would you do that for a friend who lost their McDonald's meal? Maybe not, but for them this exchange is vital. And yet, they're still feared, often for the wrong reasons. Despite countless scary stories, reality is very different. Less than 1% of bats carry rabies. In the United States, there are only about 3 human cases per year, almost insignificant compared to the panic they provoke. You're more likely to be struck by lightning twice than catch the disease from a bat. The gap between science and sensationalism is huge. While headlines fuel fear, the data shows these animals rarely pose any real threat. The truth is, the real focus should be on how fascinating they are. And believe me, the way they practice bat hunting is far more interesting than any myth. Few people know bats even developed unique ways to drink water. They swoop down in low flight and, using ground effect, skim the surface to hydrate without stopping. It's risky but precise, proving nature fine-tuned every survival detail. If they happen to fall in, some can even swim awkwardly, like jumping into a pool with a raincoat. Not elegant, but enough to escape. And if drinking water takes that much skill, imagine what happens when they hunt in complete darkness. Bat echolocation is one of nature's most impressive superpowers. Using vocal cords or even their tongue, bats emit sounds that bounce off objects and return as information. Noses shaped like satellite dishes help direct these waves, mapping distance, movement, and even shape. It's like having a biological sonar built into their throats, something humans only manage to copy in submarines and machines. This living radar guides bat hunting in absolute darkness, revealing details invisible to any other predator. But the hunt isn't always simple, because many prey species learn to fight back. In the silence of the night, bats don't always have the upper hand. Some moths developed sounds that confuse bat echolocation, creating a real sound war. It's like an invisible duel in the sky. On one side, the bat's precise sonar. On the other, interference scrambling their auditory map. And the battle isn't limited to prey. There are cases of bats jamming each other's sonar, like nighttime trolls fighting over territory. These tricks prove bat hunting is not just technique, but strategy. And when all else fails, there's always another menu waiting. If there's one animal that defies a single menu, it's the bat. Depending on the species, they feed on insects, fruit, nectar, fish, amphibians, and even blood. This dietary diversity is living proof of evolutionary adaptation, showing how they found ways to survive in countless environments. While we look for 24-hour restaurants to satisfy hunger, bats have been offering that service for millions of years in nature. The range of bat facts tied to food is so broad it surprises even experts. But after eating comes resting, and the way they do it is even stranger. Bats rest in a unique way. They hang upside down. This works because their tendons lock automatically on their claws without muscle effort, while valves prevent blood pooling. It's as if their bodies were designed to turn discomfort into advantage. While birds evolved perches and branches as supports, bats chose caves and tall trees for shelter. Living upside down even changes perspective. They literally see the world inverted. Maybe that's why they notice details we, stuck in our straight vision, would never catch. Some bat species went beyond claws, developing adhesive discs on their feet. Others created a moist adhesion, sticking easily to smooth surfaces. These innovations turned them into true ninjas of the night, able to cling where no other animal could. This ability is so striking it already inspires tech research. Imagine clothes or gear copying this natural mechanism, letting humans climb walls without ropes. It's the kind of bat fact that proves nature offers ready-made solutions for science. But there's still one last thing, their real importance to us. In agriculture, bats are invisible allies. By devouring tons of insects, they save billions in pest control costs. Nectar-feeding species also pollinate plants that sustain entire ecosystems. That's a direct impact benefiting both our plates and our wallets, mostly unnoticed. Culturally, they carry opposite meanings. In the West, symbols of fear and bad luck. In parts of Asia, prosperity and long life. While they face threats like white nose syndrome and cave destruction, they also inspire medical research on immunity and aging. In other words, they're not just creatures of the night. They're invisible guardians of our future. Bats don't need fictional tricks. Reality is provocative enough. They show us that night isn't an obstacle, but a realm of opportunities science is still decoding. If you want to keep uncovering secrets like these, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because the next flight may reveal even more than you imagine.